I saw on the YouTube news, I think from the Young Turks, and I was surprised at their take on it. I do think that there's an unhealthy mindset throughout most of mainstream media. In general, I think the people that claw their ways into positions of power to report on the current affairs in our nation are more likely to be callous and unsympathetic people who lack empathy, I think. I think you would find if you did a study of the mindset of American reporters, maybe reporters around the world, who knows? I think people that claw their ways into positions of power where they're able to present our world to us in reports, I think they lack empathy a lot more than the average person. Because here's the thing, these two reporters both are willing to give these tips. Melissa Locker and Nick Bilton. Bilton from the New York Times and Locker from Time. And it's the same mindset. She starts with, here's a tip, if you steal a car and rob a bank at gunpoint, don't brag about it on YouTube. And he writes, this might be obvious to some, but here's a little life tip. If you steal a car and then rob a bank at gunpoint, don't brag about it in a video on YouTube. But if you look at the story, it's not a ha-ha story. You know, motive does matter. I've seen motive reported on many crimes, whether it's a man shooting his girlfriend or someone shooting up a mall or a movie theater or whatever. The media does talk about motive. But apparently in this one, they didn't want to talk about motive because I don't see it in the story. And one of the commenters said, did you watch the video? She says her motive in the video, and it's not very funny. Her child was taken from her. Whether that was justified or not, can you not empathize with a woman having a child taken from her? That at least, you might not justify, I'm not saying justify her actions, okay? But I'm saying that you don't have to find it funny. We know that she robbed a bank and she posted a video of it on YouTube admitting to it. Don't you think perhaps she was so overcome with grief of her child being taken that she's trying to find something to fill that void, and she wanted to get caught? She doesn't need a tip on how not to get caught. I think she intended to get caught, at very least subconsciously, and that there's something mentally wrong with her. So I don't find it funny. This commenter writes something about expecting more from New York Times reporters. I don't. I wouldn't have wrote that part. I don't expect more from reporters. I actually expected more from the Young Turks, but I think they were too much influenced. They linked to the Time report, which had the ha-ha angle to it, and very similar to the New York Times. Anyway, that's just, I'm finishing up a video talking about callous or selfish, how Thomas Friedman and Andrea Mitchell knew why, speaking of motive, why we were attacked repeatedly, and they've been suppressing it. And the reason, because the United States government supports Israel's crimes. To give you the motive, why we were attacked in 1993 and why we were attacked on 9/11. Again, not to justify the attacks, of course, but why are you suppressing the motive? That's going to be the next video. This is actually just, it's painful to put the next video together, and I'm actually just procrastinating putting this one together.